paano ba siya nag-transition from engineering drawing to CAD? Tapos bakit ba kailangan nito? So, good. Nakikita niyo pala ang screen ko?
Yes po.
So yeah, so good day everyone. Today we'll be discussing introduction to CAD or computer aided design. So this lesson is will serve as a foundation. So we'll look at what is CAD, what CAD is, and how it has evolved, and then yung fields na where it is used, commonly used. At least, actually lahat naman parang ginawa sa CAD, dating CAD siya or computer-aided design ngayon. Mamaya. Tapos why AutoCAD is considered the industry standard. So yan. So introduction to computer-aided design. Next style. So by the end of this lesson or session, will be you should be able to define CAD and explain its importance. Tapos differentiate manual drafting from CAD drafting. Tapos introduce yung AutoCAD as a standard CAD software. Sorry, may tuldok na. Bakit siya widely used, ganyan. And then highlight yung ating advantages of using CAD and AutoCAD both for individuals or industry. And then, yeah, design engineering. So, yan. So what is CAD? So basically, CAD nga pala is nga stands for computer aided design, and basically it means that yun nga, using a computer to create and modify design. So yan, sabi dito create, modify, analyze and optimize designs. Unlike yung traditional drawings natin or traditional drafting, CAD provides several tools for yun nga, accuracy, speed, flexibility. So, ang halagi dito, uh, so with CAD, you can create precise uh, dimensions, accuracy, then fewer errors. Then sa speed naman, faster design and easy revision. So, pag nagkamali tayo ng pagpa-plot ng line or create ng line, imbes na burahin mo siya ng mano-mano, dudumi, magugusungot pa yung papel. So, isang click lang or konting clicks lang, mapapalitan mo na agad siya. Ma-revise mo na agad siya through that. And then, yun nga, with CAD, you can create precise 2D drawings and even 3D models that look almost like the real product. And more importantly, it bridges the gap between ideas and actual production. So basically kasi before mo i-fabricate yung isang bagay or yan, sabihin nating engine ng airplane, so hindi mo naman siya basta-basta nagka-idea ka, fabricate mo na agad. So hindi siya gano'n. So may ano muna, so kailangan mo yung ideas muna kailangan mo na siyang gawing into concrete ideas. So, paano mo siya magagawa into concrete ideas? So, kailangan mo siyang gawin muna into 2D drawing or technical 2D drawing. And then after that, so parang ito, so naging technical draw 2D technical drawing muna siya, and then after nun, naging 3D, na 3D mo siya. And then pagka 3D naman, pwede mo siyang i-subject to simulation, and then after nung simulation na yun, may makikita ka. Isi-simulate mo siya under nung particular condition na kung saan mo siya ipapadala or kunyari, itong engine dapat ma-sustain niya tong ganitong temperature, 'di ba? So, ganun. So, through simulation nga, magagawa mo siya. Then, afterwards, if gano'n, kung may need na revision, may nagko-program sa simulation, so adjust, ganyan, ganyan. So, before mo siya i-fabricate, so, ganun magiging workflow. So, ayan. So, kailangan mo muna siyang i-mod, i-2D, ayan, undergo ng CAD or gawin mo ng CAD siya or computer-aided design, gawin mo siyang yan before siya mag i-actualize o i-fabricate para din mabawasan yung cost natin, 'di ba? Tapos safety din para di yung basta ka lang nag-fabricate, sumabog. Na-disgrasya ka pa, nawalan ka na ng pera, 'di ba? Sa mga ayun, nawalan ka na ng pera, nagka-damage pa sa properties mo or it could cost lives din, ganyan. So kailangan siya munang gumawa ng CAD design, computer-aided design. So yan, basically yan. Tapos napapansin nyo na hindi ako masyadong hindi ako worthy. Ayoko ng mga bloke ng text. So try nyo tong din, i-adapt. So kasi hindi ako fan ng ganoon kasi pag bloke ng text yung binabasa mo, tapos pinapabasa mo sa students, hindi mo babasahin yan. At least ganito, tapos more on highlights lang kayo ng anong need basahin. Yun. Madali siya intindihin. Tapos yan naman, sunod. So, evolution of CAD. So, let's take a quick look at how CAD has evolved throughout the years. So, una muna is around before or pre-1960s. So, dyan yung manual drafting natin talaga. So, designers relied on pencils, engineering drawing basically. So, bakit ka na yan? So, kailangan mo na, kailangan mo natin mapagdaan ng engineering drawing talaga. Actually, para ma-appreciate natin kung bakit yung current form ng CAD natin. So, ganun yung pag-transition niya. So, ayun nga, yung mga designs natin ay nag-rely muna sa more on pencils, tracers, rulers, drafting boards, ganyan. Though, yun nga, so, sabi natin ang paggawa niya is slow and error prone. So, madali tayo magkamali dyan. And ang hirap niya ayusin. Diba? Yan. And then, sunod naman ay around 1960s to 1990s. Doon na yung, sorry, nagalaw yung mic. Dito na pumasok ng early CAD na era. So, computers started being used for 2D drawings na. Makikita naman natin na yun, so computer, so doon siya nag-draft ng kotse. Ayan, siyempre kotse yan. So it was basic naman, it was basic lang, pero a big step forward sa pag-reduce ng drafting time, ganyan, and then tools. Kasi, basta ganyan. So simply 2D drafting on computers lang siya. And then yung current form ng ating CAD. So from 1990s to present, ito na yung modern CAD era. Today nga, CAD has advanced into 3D modeling, simulations, katulad ng ginawa ko, katulad ng sinabi ko nina. So more on ideas, and then gawin mo siya, yung idea mo is gawin mo siyang into 2D technical drawings na pwede mo siyang ma-communicate kahit anong dahil lang engineering drawing or engineering drawing is basically universal language of engineers. So kahit Japanese yung designer, and then Filipino ka, binasa mo yung, so sabi natin yung designer or gawa nung design is Japanese, sabi natin Japanese, pero technical drawing binigay sa'yo, maintindihan mo siya dahil may mga standards tayong sinusunod. Ganun. So, ganun. Then, so 2D muna siya. So more on 2D nga muna ang then mag-transition siya into 3D modeling na. And then after mo magkaroon ng 3D modeling, 3D model, based kung paano mo siya ipapabricate talaga. Tapos, sunod ay mag-undergo siya ng simulation, ganyan. So ito na, ang simulation naman ay more on CFD na siya, computational fluid dynamics na siya ang tawag. Magkakaroon din kayo nun siguro. Yeah, magkakaroon kayo nun subject. So, more on aerodynamics na siya. Then, ganun, pwede yung aerodynamics. Tapos, kung paano mag-handle yung object ng heat. Ganyan. So, tapos under nung conditions na set mo or ganun, basta Then after mo simulate, pwede mo siya integrate kung paano mo siya manufacture. Ganito dapat siya manufacture sa ganun before siya magiging product mo. Ganun. So, yun nga, integration with manufacturing system. So this means that we cannot only design but also test. So hindi lang tayo nagdi-design dito, pwede na din natin siyang i-test and i-refine yung product natin digitally before it is built. So before nga siyang ano. So pwede natin siyang ma-test talaga and more on refining. Yan. Dagdag ko lang pala, this evolution pala shows how technology transform the way we design. So yan. So from here, yan. Yan. Dagdag ko lang. Then, application of CAD. Basically, CAD is everywhere. Sabi ko na lang, lahat. Kung ano man yung monitor nyo, kung ano man yung setup mo, setup ng bahay nyo, or kung ano man yung layout nga ng mga ano nyo, ng bahay nyo, ganyan. Kung ano yung cars na nakikita nyo, ganyan. Kung anong favorite airplane nyo. Yan. Cellphone, CAD yan. Nag-aalay nga ng sa CAD. Lahat. So let me give you a few examples. So sa engineering and manufacturing nga, CAD is used to create machine parts and prototypes. Tapos sa architecture naman and construction, it helps design floor plans, site layouts, and even yung interior details. Then, sa electronics and electrical, ganyan, CAD is used for circuit designs and PCB layouts. Tapos, ilan lang naman to, pero ito lang yung na-cover ko. So, madami pa yan. So, ito din, lastly, yung aerospace and automotive. So, CAD helps nga to design aircraft structures, components, and yun nga, mga core din natin and components nga din. Yan, ganun. So, whenever you see nga anything na be it a car, a building, or even your phone nga, masasabi ko na CAD talaga played a role in its development. Yun ang masigurado ko. Tapos, yan. So, nga, since nabanggit ko dati na AutoCAD yung ating magiging main 2D software na gagamitin for this course. So, among all CAD software, AutoCAD is the most popular then. Actually, it was developed by Autodesk in 1982 and was the first, sabi dito, it was the first software made for PCs, for personal computers. And AutoCAD nga is powerful because it it uh, it supports both 2D drafting and 3D modeling, making it versatile for many industries. So sabi din dito, it replaces manual drafting with sabi natin digital tools that are faster, more accurate, and easier to revise. Then widely used, today kasi AutoCAD is still considered the industry standard used by architects, engineers, designers, and even students, and like you guys. So it continues nga to improve then every year with modern features and modern or improved features and user-friendly interface. So yun yung AutoCAD, bakit siya ang ginamit natin, and then advantages ng AutoCAD or kung paano yung paggamit niya, ganyan. anong advantage sa paggamit niya pala? So, yun nga, meron tayong several advantages here that make it the industry standard. So first is accuracy. So unlike manual drafting, where human error is common nga, AutoCAD ensures precise measurements and exact scaling. So every line, angle, or anumang kurba yan can be drawn to perfection. So second naman, efficiency. So instead of redrawing from scratch, you can quickly edit, copy, or reuse designs. So yeah, makakapag-save tayo ng time dito, especially in large projects where revisions are frequent. Then third naman is visualizations. So AutoCAD kasi doesn't just stop at 2D drawings. So it allows then 3D modeling, sabi ko na sinabi ko kanina, so we can view our designs from different angles. Pwede din tayo mag-perform ng mga walkthroughs and create realistic renderings to help ourselves or yung ibang tao or yung clients to understand yung ating final product. So more on visualization nga din. Then fourth naman ay data management. So all drawings can be stored digitally, organized in layers, which is makikita natin mamaya, and then access anytime. Unlike no, unlike sa uh, engineering drawing or yung manual na way wherein yung isang copy mo, yung isang plate mo, hindi mo siya maka-copy easily. So, kailangan mo talaga siyang from step 1 pa rin. Ganon. So, through here, pwede mo siyang makopy talaga. Yun na lang, masabi ko. So, madali siyang i-replicate, madali siyang mapasa sa ibang tao. Ganyan. So, this keeps project clear and avoids confusion nga din. Pwede mo siya ma-organize, especially when multiple versions na exist. So, and then finally, yung lastly, yung ating collaboration. So, isipin nyo, kung sa ano to, sa engineering drawing siya, parang hirap nag-catch ng tatlong tao sa isang drafting table. Ang sabay-sabay din na nagawa. Ang hirap nun. Tapos, isipin mo na sa isang project, yun, ang hirap tingnan pag isang plate lang yung tinitingnan, ganyan. Basta sa traditional way, ang hirap niyang gawin, maka-collaborate, ganyan. Pero through AutoCAD, na it makes teamwork possible talaga since files can be shared na, reviewed, and modified by different people. And also, um, sabi ko kanina, mga professionals na, this is especially important for projects na involve yung mga engineers, architects, and construction teams working together since through ideas talaga sila nagko-communicate. Yung through technical drawings pala sila nagko-communicate ng ideas. Yeah. So, ganun. Then, tapos na tayo. Joke lang. Hindi pa naman. Ang dami pa tayong gagawin. Sorry. So, to summarize, CAD has transformed design from manual drafting to digital precision. And then AutoCAD, developed in 1982, remains the most widely used CAD software, and its strengths are accuracy, speed, visualization, and collaboration, which which make it valuable in many industries. So, mastering CAD, hindi lang siya, sa pagmaster ng CAD, hindi lang siya school requirement. It is essentially a skill that opens doors to careers in engineering, architecture, product design, and beyond. So, pag marunong ka mag-CAD, basically, pwede kang pumasok sa kahit anong industry. Yun na lang. Para ma-appreciate nyo siya. So, yun tatapos ang ating introduction. So, may tanong ba kayo? At least may idea kayo. Di ba? At least. Naintindihan ba ng slide? Ay, kolo ko naintindihan tapos nag-thumbs down. I'm hurt. Joke lang. Ayan. Walang tanong. Okay naman. Linaw ba? So, sunod ay wait lang browse ko lang. So since na may background na tayo kung bakit AutoCAD din, and then bakit tayo nagka-CAD, bakit AutoCAD ginamit natin. So, proceed na tayo sa CAD. And then, para hindi tayo mahirapan lahat, and then mababalik-balikan siya, ganyan, after itong session. So, naghanap lang ako ng YouTube tutorial. And then after nito, ito parang tutorial na to, super ano niya, comprehensive niya and for beginners talaga siya na okay, hindi ako mali, parang napanood ko to, okay, nice. Kung ako beginner ulit, ito yung papanoodin ko talaga. Ganun. So, complete siya. Yun, ng mga need, na-cover niya yung workflow na gagamitin natin sa every plate na gagawin. So, yan. Though basic lang siya. Ayun, circles pala. So, medyo mahaba-haba to. Pero, maganda siya. Kita yung screen.
Yes po.
Thank you. Tapos, play ko konti.
Hello and welcome to SourceCAD. In this
Rinig.
Yes po.
Gusto niyo ng subtitles or hindi? Gusto niyo ng subtitles o hindi? Sige, try. Meron. Tapos, alisin ko na lang siya pag may tinatype dito sa command, sa command bar. Yeah, mamaya. Tapos, try ko mag-bot in pag kaya ko. Pag kaya. Pero, ang ganda na kasi na explanation niya eh. Complete na siya. Kaya, try ko mag-bot in din if ever may comment ako. Yun lang. Sige. Wait ako.
Hello and welcome to SourceCAD. In this 3-part video series, I will introduce you to AutoCAD.
Ano ko na lang din pala kasi YouTube to, hindi ko to download. So, may ads. Kanina, may ka-Apple yung ads ni kanina eh. Kaya, yan, sabi ko baka magka-ads mamaya. Sorry again.
software. So tutorial series is for a complete beginner in AutoCAD who has absolutely no knowledge of this software whatsoever. So in this AutoCAD beginner series of videos,
Ano din pala, disclaimer lang din. Paano? Sabihin ko na din agad. So, after nito, hindi lang tuturo. Pero, ito na yung, hindi ko napapahirapan sarili ko din. Pero, after naman ito, gawa tayo activity. So, yung mismo yun, gawa tayo ng interactive na paggawa ng model. Tapos, tatanungin ko kayo, ganyan, tatanong ko sa inyo kung anong mga steps na gagawin ko, ganyan. Basically, yung ating gagawin mamaya is yung activity na ipapasa nyo sa akin. Tapos, para hindi sayang time natin, yun nga, mismo activity na gagawin natin. So, makinig kayo para alam niyo na agad ang gagawin. So, ito na yung ano din. Magtuturo din mamaya. Okay, maganda. So, dito muna, mga essential na or fundamental talaga, covered nyo na. Thank you.
videos, I will start with the basics and I'll introduce you with the user interface and setting units and working with commands. Then later on, we'll move to making basic drawings using draw and modify tools. And then we'll learn about tools that let you make precise drawings like object snaps. Further, we'll move into some drawing management tools like layers. Then we'll talk about blocks, which are symbols in AutoCAD. And then we'll talk about making dimensions. And finally, we'll print our drawing. So all these things in just this 3-part AutoCAD tutorial for beginner series. So let's get started.
Not knowing what's going on in my business. That's what keeps me up at night. The fact that we run on Monday.com and that it takes our day to day and automatically.
So in this first part, we'll learn about making the basic drawing. Now, when you start AutoCAD for the very first time, this is how your interface is going to look like. It also depends on the software which you are using and its version. AutoCAD, as of now, comes in 2 different variants. It has AutoCAD complete version, which is called Autodesk AutoCAD 2020 in this case, because it's the 2020 version which I'm using. And the second one is Autodesk AutoCAD LT. The LT version is the lighter version of AutoCAD, which has limited set of features. Although all the basic features are similar in both the softwares, still some advanced features like 3D tools and sheet sets are not available in AutoCAD LT. Apart from that, everything is same for AutoCAD as well as AutoCAD LT, including the user interface. Now I am using AutoCAD for Windows here, but if you are a Mac user, you will find the user interface a little different. Although functionally they are exactly the same, the tools, commands and everything is exactly the same. They'll work in a similar way, but the user interface will be different, and you may have to figure out the place where some of these tools are in the Mac environment. But if you're using Windows, well, you're good to go with this tutorial. Now, this is the start screen of AutoCAD software, and to start a new drawing, all you need to do is just select the start drawing box here, and it will start a new tab. So now here we have different parts of the AutoCAD software. The first one is application button on the top left, which has all the frequently used tools. The quick access toolbar, again, similar set of tools on quick access toolbar. Then we have the tabs and the ribbon area. On this ribbon area, we have tabs like home, insert, annotate, parametric, and so on. And on these tabs, we have the panels. And on these panels, we have the tools and commands. To activate any command, all you need to do is just click on its icon and the command will start. Also, you can use the command alias, which is also called the shortcut for the command. For example, if you want to start line command, you can just click here, or you can use its command alias L. So you can just type L, press enter to start the line command. Now this is the drawing area on which everything is actually drawn in AutoCAD. And then we have right beneath this drawing area, the command bar or the command line or the command palette, whatever you want to call it. And finally, we have the status bar toggles right here. These status bar toggles help us in making precise drawings in AutoCAD. We'll talk about that also. So let's first make our very first drawing quickly. For that, I'll go to line tool and I'll just left click. Now, when you do that, you'll notice that your cursor will look like this, two intersecting lines. This type of cursor is called point selection cursor. Also, right next to cursor, you'll see this kind of tooltip. Now, if you have this kind of tooltip, that's fine. This is called dynamic input tooltip. If you don't, that's also fine. You can bring it using F12 function key. So press F12 if you don't have it, and if you have it, don't press F12 key. Now, in this case, I will not use this dynamic input. So I'm going to press F12 just to make it disappear. Now we have this empty cursor. Now we need to start with the first point. As you can see here on the command line, the instruction is clear. You need to specify first point. So click at a point and that's going to be your first point. Now click again and that will be the second point. Click again, third point, click again, fourth point. All right. And here we have the very first drawing. Once you have finished making your drawing, press enter to exit from the command, because after making line, your command will still remain active. So now let's talk about the navigation tools. So here we have the simple triangle. Now, if you want to navigate in your drawing, if you want to move this triangle around, then you can do that using your middle mouse wheel. So in AutoCAD, it is recommended to use a 3-button mouse, the left click, right click, and the middle mouse wheel. These buttons should be there. And to move this drawing, all you need to do is press and hold the middle mouse wheel. When you do that, your cursor will change to this hand icon. Now, move your mouse and the whole drawing will move along with it. Don't let go your mouse, just move it like this. Now, let go your mouse wheel, and if you move it, only your cursor will move now. Now, if you move your cursor to any point and then rotate your mouse wheel, it will zoom in your drawing. In the opposite direction, it will zoom out. Also, the point where you put your cursor will become the point which will be zoomed in or zoomed out. To select anything in your drawing, all you need to do is just click on it and that object will be selected. To deselect anything, press Escape key and it will deselect your selection, or it will just remove everything from your selection set. Also, to exit any command, you can press Escape key, and you can press Escape key a couple of times. It won't make any difference. Now, before moving on, I'm going to make another drawing here. I'll just make a circle. So I'll go to circle, I'll click at a point, and I'll click at another point. So now we have a triangle and a circle. So if you want to select anything in AutoCAD, as I mentioned earlier, you can select it using this left click. So hover your cursor over the boundary and left click, it will be selected. That's easy. But if you have a lot of objects in your drawing and if you want to make that kind of selection, then you can use the windows. So click at a point and let go your cursor, then move your mouse to the right and you're going to get this window. This solid window is called selection window, and everything which is completely inside this window will be selected. In this case, the circle is selected as it is completely inside this window. Now, if I click here and I'll move to this side, I'm going to get this window, which is the solid window, and everything which is inside the window will be selected. Now, the second window is crossing window, and for this, click, let go your cursor. Don't click and hold your cursor, just click and let go. Now move your mouse to the left and you're going to get this dashed window, which is also called the crossing window. In this case, any object which even touches the boundary of this crossing window will be selected. So in this case, the circle and two lines of the triangle, they are simply touching it. They're not completely inside. And if you click, they'll still be selected like this. So I'll press escape to get rid of this selection. And then we have the third kind of selection set, which is called the lasso selection. So if you press and hold, you'll get this lasso selection. If you press and hold your left click, now move your mouse, window selection. That's it. Now let's move to the units. And for that, I'll delete this drawing. So I'll make the window and delete. So before you begin any drawing, the first and the basic thing that you would want to do is set the proper units. To set the unit, type UN. And if you type anything in AutoCAD, it will always type that in the command line. You don't actually need to click here in the command line and then type anything. You just need to start typing and it will type the commands directly here on the command line. So I've got unit, so UN, I'll press enter and the drawing units window will pop up. Now here we have the unit option. It is right now set to millimeters. I'll change it to inches. You can select from any of these units, and if you don't want any of these units, then you can also select unit less, which will not select any kind of unit for this. But in this case, I will select inches for the unit. Now for the length type, you can select decimal if you want it in this kind of format, in the decimal format. So in this decimal format, if you type 4, it will be 4 inches. If you type 5, it will be 5. If you type 12, it will be 12 inches and so on. But if you want a proper feet and inch format, you can select architectural, and now you'll get your output in the form of feet and inches. And now in this case, if you type 4, it will be 4 inches. If you type 5, it will be 5 inches. But if you type 12, it will now change to 1 feet, which is obviously equal to 12 inches. So you can directly type the inch value, or you can also type the feet values in this architectural format. So for now, I'll go to decimal, I'll click on OK, and now we're using inches as our unit. Now let's talk about making the first set of drawing, and we'll do that using line tool. So you can click here to select the line command, or you can also use its command alias L. So I'll type L and press enter to start the line command. Now we need to start from a point. As you can see here, the instruction says you need to start from a point. So I'll just click here, and now I'll move my cursor to the right. When you do that, AutoCAD will show you this tooltip on which you'll see the approximate length of the line. In this case, it's 1719.8058 unit. So that's pretty big. Let's make a line of length 100 units. So I'm going to type 100 and press enter. And we'll have a line of length 100 unit, which is pretty tiny here. So let's zoom in and I'll pan my drawing to bring it at the center. And here it is. It's 100 unit. Now I'll move it to the top and we have this green tracking vector, which indicates that this line is perfectly vertical. Then I'll type 50 and enter, and we have the second line of length 50. Then you can again go to the left side or any other direction which you want. Type in the value, for example, maybe 120 and enter. And you can even align it in any direction if you want. So I'm going to align it here. I'll type 60, enter, and so on. So you can keep on making your lines by entering the proper distances, and it will just make your line that way. Also, in this case, if you want to add angle values, then that also you can do pretty easily. So in this case, let's just make another line of length 100. So I'm going to go to 100 and enter. Now this length is again 100. And now from here, I want it to incline at an angle of exactly 30 degrees. So now instead of typing 3030, I'm going to type this angle sign. Now this angle sign is on your keyboard. It's right next to the M key. So just press shift key, press and hold shift key, and then press the angle sign key and it will add the angle sign. Now type in 30 and press enter, and AutoCAD will now take this value as angle, not as distance. So if you move your cursor now, you're going to see angle override here, which is now set to 30 unit. So if you now move your cursor, the length will change here, but not the angle. So all you need to do is now type in the length. So maybe I'll type 50, enter, and here it is. So now the length of this line is 50 and it is inclined to an angle of 30 degrees with respect to positive side of x-axis. Now to exit the command, press enter key. And this was the line tool.
Okay.
EVE Online is a
Yes, EVE
vast
Online daw.
universe, alive with
Download na kaya.
Now in this case, I specified the angle right here using the line command, but there is an option that can help you do this pretty easily as well. So for that, I'll once again go to line tool, and now on the status bar, I have this option here called polar tracking. Now this polar tracking will help you specify any angle that you want. So I'm going to now click on this arrow, which is right next to polar tracking, and the angle currently set is 90 degrees. I'll change it to 30 multiples. So 30, 60, 90, 120, and so on. Now I'll click at a point and I'll move my cursor to the right, and you can see that I have an angle, this green line, at an angle of 0 degrees. Now if I move it in any direction, it will show the green tracking line at the interval of 30 degrees. So we have it at 30, then 60, then 90, then 120, and so on. So this will also help you in making lines at any particular angle. So here also your line is kind of logged to 60 degrees, and all you need to do is just type in the length. So 60, enter, and enter. So the angle is 60 and so is the length. To return it back to normal, I'll change it back to 90. Now, if you've selected the angles, make sure you also keep this active. So this is active. As you can see, it's blue in color. But if you click on it again, it will be deactivated like this. And deactivated status bar option look like this. So make sure it is active if you want to use it. Now, you can also force your lines to 90-degree angles or the multiple of 90s using this tool. This is ortho mode. If you select this, AutoCAD will only let you make your drawings at the multiples of 90 degrees. So now, if I click here, I will be able to make line here horizontal or vertical. I won't be able to make my line in any other direction. So look at this. No matter where my cursor is, I'll still end up with horizontal or vertical lines just because of ortho mode. So I'll switch back to polar tracking and the ortho mode will automatically disable. Now let's talk about another method which can help you make drawings again pretty easily, and that is dynamic input. So if I go to line command and if I start it, you'll notice that I only have the cursor here, but if you press F12 function key, you'll end up with these extra tooltips. Now, this is the dynamic input feature, and right now on my status bar, I have it here. So you can just click here to activate or deactivate it, or you can also use its function key F12. So now I've deactivated, it's no longer visible. Now, if you don't have this kind of feature on your status bar, then go to customization, this 3- line, and activate dynamic input. So this should be checked. If it is checked, the dynamic input will show up here, and then you can activate it. Once active, you'll have it like this. Now click at a point, and this time you'll have the length as well as angle, and you can directly type in the values. So in this case, maybe let's make a line of length 200. So I'll type 200 and I'll press tab key. Now the length will be logged and you can add the angle value. So let's type 45 for the angle and I'll press enter. And there we have it. So 200 length and the angle is 45. In a similar way, you can just keep on making lines with the proper angles and the length, and you have the visual reference as well. So this one is pretty handy tool if you want to use it for making your drawing. So again, 150. Now this angle is, maybe let's make it 30 and enter, and so on. To exit this, once again, I'll press enter. So these are the basic modes of making drawing in AutoCAD. In the next video, we'll talk about other draw and modify tools, and we'll make a very
So, yan pala. Three parts siya. Pero, yun nga, and madami siyang time na consume. Pero, worth,
so now
pag bago ka sa, parang bago yung isang bagay sa iyo, it worth it na mag-invest ka ng time to know its fundamentals muna. So, ito, fundamentals to. Tapos, fundamental siya. Tapos, magamit mo siya all throughout ng ating gagawin na plates. Yun. Kaya, worth the time ito. Ang sabi sa inyo. Yan. Makinig na lang kayo. Tapos, ito naman, at the end of this, ano din siya ng 2D practice na drawing. Tapos, tayo din, meron din tayong practice mamaya. Yan lang. Wait lang ha. Play ko na ulit.
you're familiar with the basic workflow of making a line using different tools, we'll move on to learn about different draw and modify tools, and then we'll make a simple drawing using those tools. So you already know about line. Let's talk about polyline. So I'll go to polyline, and as you can see, I have the dynamic input active, which I prefer to keep deactivated. So I'll press F12 function key and it will be deactivated like this. And now I'll click at a point, then next, 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 and so on, and enter to exit this command. So this one is polyline. Let's go to line again, and once again I'll do the same, and we have the line here. So the basic difference between these two tools is if you select polyline, the complete set of lines will be selected, as this one is a connected curve, but not in case of line. If you select line, only that particular segment will be selected, and all of these are separate. So that's the first and the basic difference between line and polyline tool.
You don't have to be an expert to create something you are happy with. My animation.
So I'll select them
Okay.
and I'll delete both the drawings. Now to make the circle, you can select the circle tool, then click at a point, and now type in the radius value. So I'll type 100 as the radius, and I'll press enter, and here we have it. So we have the circle of radius 100 unit. You can also type in the diameter. So I'll go to circle again, I'll click at a point, and now instead of radius, I will go to the command line and I'll click on this diameter. And now AutoCAD will prompt for the diameter value. So if I type 100 now, it will make a circle of radius 50 or dia 100. And here we'll have the circle of dia 100. Now similarly, we have the arc tool. Now using arc tool, you can make 3-point arcs using first, second, and third point. And also there are other features which you can use to make different kind of arcs. And it just depends on the kind of workflow and the drawing that you have, and depending upon that you can select from any of these arc tools. Similarly, for the circle, we have 6 different ways of making circle, and it will just depend on your workflow, and depending on that you can select the type of circle that you need. Now let's move to the rectangle tool. So using rectangle tool, you can obviously make a rectangle. In this case, click at a point and then click at second point, and you'll have your rectangle. So first point and second point. Now this one is obviously not a precise way of making rectangle. So if you want to make it precise, then activate the dynamic input by pressing F12 and go to rectangle, so that we have this tooltip now, and click at a point, and now type in the length and width. So I'll type 100 for the length, and then I'll press tab key, and I'll type 50 for the width, and I'll press enter, and here we have it. So the length is 100 and the width is 50, and that's the rectangle which we need. Now you can move your complete drawing area using pan tool, as you know that. Just press and hold your mouse wheel and pan it around. But what if you want to move only selected drawings? For example, if you only want to move this circle, then you can use the tool right here on the modify panel called move. Select move tool. Now select the object that you want to move and press enter. Now select the center or any other point if you want, and then move it to your desired point. So click, let go, then again click, and it will move it. I'll do it again. So I'll go to move, then I'll select this circle, or maybe let's select multiple objects. So I'll select this rectangle and this circle. I'll press enter, and now you need to start from a point. So I'll click at a point, maybe here randomly, and it will pick your object from that point. Now click at the next point where you want to drop it. There we have it. Now the copy command works in a similar way, but in this case, instead of moving the object, it will create copies. So I'll go to copy, I'll select the circle, and I'll press enter. Now I'll select the center of this circle for picking this. And now look at this. We still have the original object, but now a new copy is also made. Now click at this next point, and you'll have multiple copies of the same object. Now to exit this command, press escape key. So I'm going to now select all of these things that we don't need and I'll delete them. Also, I'll deactivate this dynamic input using this status bar. You can also deactivate it using F12 function key. We will now work with simple drawing here. Now, let's talk about rotate command. So here we have the rotate tool. Now, select the rotate tool and select the object that you want to rotate. Now I'll press enter and the command line will prompt you to specify the base point. Whenever you are in doubt, whenever you don't know the next set of steps, look at the command line. It will always prompt you with the next set of steps. So in this case, you need to specify the base point. So I'll select this one as the base point. And now your object will start rotating along that base point. Now look at the command line. It is prompting you to specify the rotation angle. So let's type 30 and enter. And look at this. So now the rectangle is rotated to an angle of 30 degrees with respect to the original rectangle. It was horizontal. It's now 30 degrees with respect to that. Now let's add a circle inside this rectangle somewhere here. And also I'll make a straight line here like this. All right. And I will talk about the mirror tool, which is right here. So using mirror tool, you can make a mirror image of any object. In this case, I'll select this rectangle and the circle. I'll press enter. And now you need to specify a mirroring line. So mirroring line in this case is this one, this line. So I'll click on this point and then this point. And we'll have this kind of mirror image. So using mirror tool, you can make mirror images like this. So press enter to finish the command and you'll end up with mirror image of this original object where this was the mirroring line. So mirroring line is not always necessary. You can even make mirrors without the mirroring line. So I'll go to mirror, I'll select these two objects, press enter, and now I'll randomly click at 2 points. Maybe you can make it aligned if you want, like this, but I'll just make straight lines and I'll press enter and we'll still have the mirrored copies. Now let's talk about fillets. So we have a tool here called fillet, and using fillet, you can make the corners of any sharp drawing rounded. So I'll go to fillet and now I'll go to radius and now I'll specify radius as, let's say, 5 unit and enter. Now I'll click on this line and look at this. A small radius of 5 unit will be applied. Let's do it again. So I'll go to fillet and now I'll click on this radius option and type in the radius value. In this case, I'll type a bigger value, maybe 12 unit and enter. And now select the first line and the second line and you'll have this kind of fillet. Now let's make a line that intersects these objects like this. And now we'll talk about the trim tool. So like this. So we have a lot of intersecting curves here. And now if you want to trim some unwanted geometries, for example, if you want to trim this part of the line or this part, you can use the trim tool right here. So I'll go to trim. And now after selecting trim, just press enter key. This is a step which you're most likely to forget. So in this case, select trim and then press enter. Don't forget to press enter key right after selecting the trim tool. Now click on the part of the drawing that you want to trim. So in this case, I'll click on this line and look at this. It will trim it up to the next boundary. If I click here, it will trim it up to the next boundary. The similar thing will happen for the circle as well. If I click here, it will trim it up to the next boundaries. So using trim tool, you can trim the objects up to the next available boundaries like this. And that's trim tool.
Grammarly helps me get the best grades possible while depleting the least amount of hours of my week. I'm Lauren Taylor. I'm a student in
Yan, mag-Grammarly daw
Now,
ako.
finally, let's talk about a tool called offset. So I'll go to rectangle and I'll add a fillet of radius 10 on this corner and I'll press enter. Pressing enter will just repeat your last command and I'll select this one. Okay, there we have it. Now I'll go to offset and offset tool will make another copy of your object which is geometrically similar but at a certain distance. So now I'll type in offset distance of, let's say, 2 unit. I'll press enter. Now I'll select this boundary and I'll move it outwards. So if I click inside, it will make an offset copy just inside. If I move outside, it will make the offset copy outside just like this. Again, I'll go to offset and this time I'll add a bigger value of, let's say, 10 unit for the offset distance. I'll select the same line. I'll click outside and look at this. We have this offset again. So that's our offset tool. Now let's talk about the object snap status bar option, which is a really important status bar option. And without using object snap, you won't be able to make precise drawings. So whenever you select any command and move your cursor close to any point, for example, in this case, I'm moving close to these intersection points, also called the endpoint, AutoCAD will automatically snap your cursor to those points, and you'll also see this tooltip with endpoint and this green box. So this is happening because we have object snap activated here, and on the object snap, if you click on this arrow, you'll see list of points which AutoCAD recognizes, and from this list, we have endpoint, midpoint, center, intersection, and insertion selected. So currently only these points will show up when you bring your cursor close to any point. In this case, look at the midpoint. It is now checked. I'll just uncheck this. Now I'll go to this point. We have endpoint here, and I'll just click here, and now I'll move my cursor close to the midpoint of this line. But look at this, we don't have anything. Now, even if I click here, which is very close to the midpoint, look at my drawing. It will snap the line to this point because this was highlighted. It won't snap to midpoint. Now I'll press Ctrl Z and I'll go to this object snap arrow and I'll activate midpoint. Also make sure that this tool is also active here on your status bar. This should be checked. Now if I go to midpoint, look at this, it will be highlighted and will show the midpoint. So now we can clearly click like this. So this is the object snap. Now, other points in object snap include the center. If I move close to the center of an arc or a circle, it will recognize that. Other points are the intersection point. For example, if I go here, it will recognize the intersection of these two lines or any other curve and so on. If you deactivate object snap, you won't be able to snap to these points. And look at this, even if I move close to this point, it won't recognize it. No endpoints, no midpoints. So it should be checked if you want these points. So now we are fairly equipped with the basic draw and modify commands of AutoCAD, and using these tools will now make our 2D drawing. So this is what we are going to make. So this drawing here in AutoCAD. So for this drawing, I will start with the line tool. So I'll go to line and I'll click at a point.
So yan, magiganyan din naman tayo mamaya. Pero ito, medyo advanced to. Pero makinig na lang din kayo. Paano yung technique na.
And now I'll make a line of length 18 unit, which is this one, 18 unit. So 18 and enter again. Now look at this line. It's kind of very tiny. So I'll zoom in to bring it here in the drawing area. Now we see it clearly. So now I'll go to circle and I'll make all these circles. So dia 8.2, dia 4.8, dia 3.6. Let's start with the first one. And AutoCAD is prompting you to specify radius, but we need dia. So I'll go to diameter and I'll type 8.2. Obviously, you can directly type 4.1 if you know the radius. You can just type in. But in this case, I'll do that. I'll type the dia. Now, again, I'll press enter, and this will repeat the last command. So I'll go to center. Once again, I'll click on diameter, and I'll type 4.8, enter again. The same center, again, diameter, and 3.6. All right, so we have the three circles. Now, we'll also make this circle of 5.7, although this one is a small arc, but just imagine that we have a complete circle. We'll trim off everything that is not necessary. So I'll go to circle, the same center, and this time we need to type in radius. So 5.7 and enter. Okay, we are done. Now, look at this total gap. It is 12, and half of this should be 6. So we have the central line. We can make an offset on this side as well as on this side with a distance of 6 unit. So I'll go to offset now. I'll type in 6 and enter. And now I'll make an offset here on this side to the left, another one to the right. All right. Now we need to make another offset. As you can see, this line is tangent on this circle. So is this. So that means this line is at a distance of the radius of this circle. So its radius is 4.1 as diameter is 8.2. So distance between this line and this line should be 4.1. So let's go to another offset. So offset 4.1, enter, this line to the left, this line to the right. We are done. Now, let's go to line tool again. I'll go to this point. I'll make this line. And I'll press escape key. Now, this gap is 1 unit, as you can see here. So again, I'll go to offset 1, enter, this line, and I'll click upwards. Now, this gap is 4 unit from this line. So again, we'll make another offset. So offset 4, enter, this line and to the top. Now the center of these circles are at a distance of 2.5 and it's intersected by this line. So this line and this line. So that's the intersection point where the center is. So again, I'll go to offset and I'll make a line here, which we don't see. We'll later on delete this line, but for now, we need to make it. So I'll just go to offset, and this distance is 2.5. So 2.5 and this line to the top. All right. So we have 4 of these lines, and we have a lot of lines here which are completely not necessary. So we need to clean up our drawing a little bit. So let's first delete this line, the line at the center. We don't need it. And now I'll go to trim and I'll press enter. So now we don't need this line. We don't need this line. All right, it's clean. Also, we don't need this part of the line and this part of the line. We also don't need many of these things, but we'll delete those drawings later on. For now, I'll press escape, and now I'll add these circular portions using fillet. As you can see, the fillet radius is 1.6. So I'll use this. I'll go to fillet. Now I'll select radius and I'll type in 1.6 for the radius. Now I'll select this line and I'll click right here. And the fillet is added. But unfortunately, we don't have the line here anymore. So I'll go to line and I'll just make one line like this. I'll just touch it here. That's enough. So I'll go to fillet, and once again radius, it should be 1.6, and this line and this line. All right, so we have it. Now we need to make our circles. So again, for making circle, we don't have the intersection point. For that, I'll go to line, I'll click on this point here, and I'll extend it up to this point so that we have the intersection. I'll go to circle, I'll select this center. Now the radius of circle is 1.52. Well, that's the diameter. And the second one is 2.4. So let's use these values. So I'll go to diameter, 1.52, and press enter again. The same center. And this time, the diameter is 2.4. So dia. 2.4 and enter. All right, now we can delete this line and this line as well. These two were the reference lines. They're no longer needed. Now we need the same kind of circle here, but instead of making it, I'll make the mirror image. So I'll go to mirror. I'll select these two circles and enter. And now I'll click on this midpoint and then on this midpoint for the mirroring line. And I'll press enter and we'll have the mirror image like this. So as you can see, we are approaching very close to the end result. So before we do that, let's trim this extra part. So I'll go to trim, enter. I'll trim this part so that we have a clean picture here of what we need to make. And we just need to make this part of the drawing, which we can easily make using offset. So I'll go to offset again. And now this offset is 1.6, as you can see here. So let's type that 1.6. I'll select this line. I'll click to the left. I'll select this line, click to the right. Now this is 4.8. So I'll go to offset again. And distance is 4.8, enter. Now this line is offset at a distance of 4.8. Now all we need to do is just trim. That's it. So I'll go to trim, enter, and I'll trim this part, this part, this tiny part right here, and this tiny part right here, and this part of the drawing. And I'll delete all of these extra lines. So I'll select these lines, and these two, and I'll delete them. And this is our end result. So now you can clearly see how we use these tools in a practical situation like this to make our drawings in AutoCAD. So in the last video, we'll talk about managing our drawing, adding symbols, and plotting our drawing.
Ayun, so last to. Ito naman ay dimensioning. So kailangan to din. Last na to.
So now you know the basics of making drawing and all the basic draw and modify commands. So let's move on and understand some of the drawing management and annotation tools. I'll start with dimensioning because it's very important in any kind of drawing. So to dimension this drawing which we made earlier, I'm going to go to this annotation panel, and right here we have the tools for dimension. So you can use this dim tool or the dimension tool, or you can use from any of these existing tools. In this case, I'll use these tools and I'll make the very first dimension using linear. So I'll go to linear and I'll add a dimension here. Now to add the dimension, all you need to do is select the first point, second point, and a point where you want to drop the dimension, and you'll have the dimension like this. Now this dimension is far from being perfect. It is very big. Even the arrow size and everything else is big. If you want to modify it, then you can do that using annotation panel. So I'll expand the annotation panel and I'll click on this dimension style option, which looks like a dimension line with a paintbrush above it. Now I'll go to modify, and here I'll go to fit tab, and I'll change the overall scale. That's the only parameter which I'm going to change here in this case, and it's 1. So we need to decrease the size. So maybe I'll change the size to 0.25 or maybe 0.2, and okay, and close. And now the size of dimension is 0.2 times of its original value, and this looks pretty good. Now using this size, I will make other dimensions. In your case, the scale of 0.2 may work, or maybe in your case you need to change it to some other scale. That depends on the drawing which you have selected. Now this is linear dimension. If you want to add a radius or a diameter, you can select the radius. So go to radius, click on the circle, and again click, you'll have the radius. For the diameter, select diameter, click on the circle, and now you'll have the diameter symbol. So as you can see, you don't need to add the phi symbol and r symbol for the radius and diameter. AutoCAD will take care of this for you. In a similar way, we have dimension like angular if you want to add angles. So here I'll select the first line, second line, and click again to add the angles. So you can add these dimensions pretty easily like this. Now, after adding dimensions, let's talk about layer. So currently we are making our drawing on layer 0, which is the default layer. And if you want to add more layers, then you can go to layer properties and add the layers that you want. So we are working with 0 layer. As you can see, we have check mark right next to layer 0. That indicates our drawing is in 0 layer. I'll click on this new layer and I'll call it dim, or short for dimension. And now I'll use this layer to put our dimension. So now I'll close this layer property manager. I'll select all the dimensions which I've made here, and I'll go to this drop down and I'll select dim. Now all of the dimensions are on dim layer. So what are the advantages? Well, the first thing is you can change the properties, like you can change the color from here. So I'll go to this white box, I'll change the color of dimension to red, click on OK, and look at this. All the dimensions will change the color to red. Also, if you maybe, let's say, want to hide the dimensions, you can click on this light bulb icon and the dimensions will simply disappear, and they are still here in the drawing, but for now it's hidden. To bring it back, you can go to the drop down and activate it again. So that's the advantage of putting objects on their respective layers, so that you can control its properties right using the layer property manager. Now let's also talk about blocks. So blocks are symbols, and you can use these symbols in your drawing, and they have their own set of advantages. So I'm going to make a simple window here using the rectangle tool, and also I'll maybe use arc tool. So first point and second point, third point, then line, and again. All right, so here we have a simple window kind of shape. Now, in this case, all these objects are separate. They are made separately using different draw commands, but you can convert this into a symbol, and that symbol is called block. Now, to convert it into a symbol, I'll go to create block on the block panel. I'll give it a name. So let's call it window. Now, we need to specify some parameters like pick point, select this, and specify a point that will be the base point or the pick point of the symbol or the block. Now select objects, click on this box and select all the objects and press enter, and I'll simply click on OK now. And now if I hover my cursor, it will show this as a single object. If you select it, it will only show the pick point or the base point which we specified, and now this one will work like a single object. Now what's the advantage of this? Well, if you now go to insert, you'll notice that now we have this window added here, and you can now insert as many copies of this window from here, or you can also make copies of this block from here. All right. Now, all these blocks can be modified directly by modifying any one of these block references. So maybe I'll just select this block, and then I'll right click and I'll select block editor. So this is the place where you can modify the blocks. So look at this. Now this is the block editor. As you can see, we have a tab here, and here it will work again like separate objects. Here I'll modify this. So I'll go to circle and I'll add a circle maybe here. Then I'll go to trim, enter, I'll trim this line and this line. And we have a different kind of window now. I'll go to close block editor, save the changes, and look at this. All the blocks now modified. So that's the advantage of using blocks over simple copy paste of symbols. It can modify references, all the references actually, just by modifying the actual block. So we have our drawing, and we are pretty much done with the basics of AutoCAD, and now I believe you're familiar with the tool sets required for making your own set of drawings. Finally, after making any kind of drawing, you would definitely want to plot that drawing, and plotting is also pretty straightforward in AutoCAD. So let's finally learn about plotting our drawing. Now to plot our drawing, I'll go to this plot option, and here I'll specify firstly the plotter. So in this case, I will select DWG to PDF. I want to plot my drawing as PDF. Now the paper size, you can select from any of these existing paper size. In this case, ISO A4 is selected. I'll keep that one. Now for the plot area, display is selected. That means whatever is displayed will be plotted. In this case, I'll change that a bit. I'll change it to window. We want to plot everything inside of a selected window. So now I'll click here and I'll click here. And now all the objects inside that window will be plotted. All right. Now look at this paper. So this is how your plot's going to look like. This is our paper and your plot will be somewhere over here. So we have problems here. This area is completely blank. We just want it centered. So to do that, click center the plot, and now this will be centered like this. Again, we have a problem. This is in portrait orientation, whereas we want it in landscape. So go to drawing orientation and select landscape. There we have it. It's now changed. All right. Now click on OK, specify the location and save it. And here is the final output in PDF format. It's pretty easy and straightforward. So I hope you have found this AutoCAD Basics for Beginners video series pretty helpful. If you have any question related to this series, let me know. And for further in-depth tutorials in AutoCAD, you can check other videos on SourceCAD channel. And if you like this video series, don't forget to let me know in the comment below. Give it a thumbs up and
So yun, nakinig ba kayo? Nakinig ba? Yeah, thank you. So, yun. Malinaw naman yung discussion niya. And para mas maintindihan natin, and open ko lang AutoCAD ka. Gawin natin siyang interactive. Tanungin ko kayo kung paano siya gagawin yung activity 1. Wait lang binubuksan ko lang. Galag. Wait lang. Ay, ayaw. Natuto naman kanina. Parang nga. Walang natuto. Buti pa si Uriel. Ang iba ba? Ayun. So, sa sunod naman, mababalikan niyo naman siya. Ipopost ko siya yung link nun. Tapos, yun. Balik-balikan niyo na lang if nalilito pa kayo. Pero ito, screen ko na lang. So, para naman, di sayang time nyo. So, yung papagawin ko agad, gawin natin ang practice ngayon is yung activity nyo na agad. So, para may idea na agad kayo. So, ito, gagawin natin siya. Tapos, kung anong thought process ko, kung paano ko siya i-approach. Ganyan. Pero tatanungin ko din kayo kung ano yung sa tingin nyo ang sunod na step. So, ito, na-overwhelm ba kayo dito? Mahirap ba to? Mahirap ba? Chat lang kayo. Jadi, pwede daw i-ring. Hindi pala. Mahirap ba to? Tingin niya lang. Nag-iisip. Naluha na si Josril. Mahirap ba to? Mahirap pala. Parang padali natin. Joke lang. So, siyempre new tayo. Then, yan. So, ito yung ating working canvas ba to? Yan. Tapos, ito yung origin natin, X and Y. And, so, una muna natin gagawin, importante is yung unit. So, una muna is, pwede mo siyang, so, anong tawag dito ulit? Kapag nagtatypan ko. Tandaan nyo? Tandaan niyo yan, ang tawag dito. Itanda. Dynamic input. Dynamic input na. Input. Ayan, wala. Ganun na. Tapos makikita mo siya dito. Around here. Dynamic input. Nasaan yun? Saan ka dynamic input? Wala. Hindi natin masya makita. So, F12 yung doon, shortcut. Tapos yan. So, mapapadali yung ating doon, pagkakall ng mga ganyan. So, kaya line, gusto ko L lang. So, lalay na agad. So, ang una naman natin ay UN. UN for units. Nakita naman to kanina. Then, decimal siya. Then, precision niya is 0 na lang. para sakto siya. Since wala namang decimal points to. Diba? 2, 32, 11. So, gawin nyo na lang precision. So, siguro, paano ba pag ano? Pag unitless? Sige. Gawin. Inches na lang tayo dito. I think. And then, yan. Decimal decrease. Tapos, okay nyo lang. Yan. Yun man ang gawin nyo para ma-gets nyo yun. Tapos, sunod naman, if approach ko tong drawing na to, itong, minsan kasi sa origin ako nagsimula. Pero kayong bahala kung saan nyo gustong magsimula. Pero origin ako, tapos parang nag-solve lang tayo ng math dito eh. Huwag nating unin lahat kung paano ba ito gagawin. So, ang unang-unang i-chart rank mo siya kung ano yung pinakamadaling gawin muna. So, pagkakita ko dito, ang madaling gawin ay ito, syempre, yung width ng circle. Then, meron siyang dimension. So, pag ginto yung sige, lahat natin. Yan. So, pag ganito yung symbol, diameter to. And then pag R, radius. So, So, pagkakita ko dyan, punta ako sa circle. Tapos, diameter. Click ko lang yon. Tapos, ito, dynamic, Since, specify nyo lang kung ano yung inyong gustong starting point, center point. Since ako ay origin nga, 0. Tapos, para mapalipat sa kabila, ay tab nyo lang, 0. So, enter lang. Doon na siya sa center point ng origin. Yun na yung center point niya. So, nawawala-wala. Sorry. So, then, anong nakalagay? 8. So, gawin natin 8. Ayan. Tapos na lahat. Joke lang. Diba? Simula pa lang. Then, sunod naman ay anong susunod natin? Anong gusto nyong sunod nating step? Kung ako dito nga, from inner to outermost. So, ang gagawin ko muna ito. So, anong gagawin natin? Type lang kayo, chat, or open mic. Go. Ang gawin natin.
Ang radius naman po ay 10. Tapos
10.
same po ng position dun sa first circle.
Ano na? Position?
Like, magmumula po dun sa origin din po.
Origin. Yeah. Tama. Ayan. This one. So, anong tool gamitin natin? So, radius. So, itong times 2 na to, para lang siya, hindi mo siya ita-times 2 ha. So, hindi mo siya ita-times 2 na maging 20. So, ibig sabihin lang nito, pag times 2 is, para lang hindi siya maging repetitive or redundant. Ito, ibig sabihin ng 2 nito, 2 times, o 2x is, yung sukat nito is same lang dito. So, kung 2x dito, tapos ganitong radius, pati ito, so, ibig sabihin, yun din ang sukat nito. Sukat ito, pares lang. Same as this. Kung may 2 times, so, ang sukat nito, dito. So, pares lang sila ang sukat, basically, para mapadali. So, sabi daw ito, radius 10. So, paano ba ng-circle ako? Ayan, so, nagkamali. Circle. So, parang mahirapan pa tayo, no? Pag ganyan. So, dito na lang tingnan muna. So, radius daw, center, and then, specify nyo yung point nyo. Tapos, maganda din pala na naka-on yung ating OSNAP. OSNAP, yan. So, object snap siya. So, na-discuss naman siya kanina, nandito siya. Round head. Ito yung pang-on ng object OSNAP, ng object snap. Or pwede mo siyang i-call ng shortcut na F3. Tapos, pwede mo siyang tingnan dito, yung mga check na yan. Tapos, basically yan. So, yan. Pwedeng i-type mo, OSNAP. kailangan mo 'to, makikita natin 'to, ang kahalaga nito mamaya. So, OA lang ako, nilagyan ko lahat, pero ang kailangan mamaya is tangent, quadrant, center, midpoint, yan. Pero ay sorry. So, radius, so center radius, and then starting point, 0, 0. Then, type mo lang, anong nakalagay? 10, 10. Then, sunod, 11, 0, 0, 11. So, meron na kayong ganun. Tapos, anong sunod natin gagawin? Sige, ako na. So, para natin magawa yon ganun, is, so alam natin na 6 siya. Anong kalahati ng 6? Meron tayong center point doon. So, 3. So, from there, put tayong line. Tapos, yan. So, lumabas yung center. So, para lumabas, yan. So, tapos, mahalaga, ganyan, tingnan nyo, ang hirap. Hindi mo alam kung 90 degrees. I mean, ang hirap mag-ano ng straight line talaga or ganun. 90 degrees, 80 degrees. So, para mas madali tayo, hindi pa ibubo ng ganyan. I-type nyo lang or to. Or pwede nyo naman siyang i-on dito. Ito mismo. Pwede siyang on, off. Or pwede nyo siyang i-type or to. Center nyo, tapos on nyo lang. Yan. Mag-on. So, anong kinahibahin niya? So, from here, you know, magiging ano na lang, 0 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees to 70 degrees. So, pwede nyo siyang i-off. Pag yung line niya is di naman straight, ganyan. Basta, depende, pwede naman i-off. Since ang kailangan natin ganito, 90 degrees, so, ano siya. So, pag ganun-ganun lang tayo, up, down, right, left, right, ganun. Tapos, 2, 3. Ikot 3. And then, sa calling, punta dito, para lang matrim ko siya. From here to here. Then, dito sa baba. Or, pwede nating gamitan ng offset. So, ito. So, pwede tayo mag-offset. I think. Okay, wag na kayo mag-offset muna. Pero i-ano nyo, explore nyo siya. Yan. Pero kasi, pwede kasing i-offset nyo na lang tong line na to, papunta dito, para mag-ano agad siya. Then, ang line dito, papunta dito. I-explore nyo na lang. Tapos, quit ako dito ng kahit anong line. Ito. So, para makita natin, malinis, para hindi gulo-gulo. Tulad na kanina, medyo magulo kasi hindi niya nalilinis agad. So, yan, basically, nakaka-overwhelm ba, di ba? Nung pagka-trim natin, yung nagyang buhay, di ba? So, yan. So, nagawa na natin to, part na to. Then, para ma-measure natin siya, kung 6 nga ba siya, so dito, pwede kayo dito, or pwede yung dimensions. So, click na kayo dito, and then here. So, medyo mahaba. Hindi ko lang alam kung bakit 6 siya. So, explore nyo kung paano siya maging 6 lang. Pa-search siya lang. Yan, 6. Tapos kung kaya nyo maging presentable, ko lang. So, 6 nga siya. Tapos, sige mamaya natin. May dimensioning part naman. So, nalaman natin 6 nga yan. Then, yan. Tapos, ang sunod na gagawin natin ay anong madaling gawin. Yung sunod na step. Tingin nyo kung kayo. Okay na to. Ano namang sunod? Hello? Jeremy, anong susunod mong step dito? Tingin mo.
Sir, hello po. Nag-experiment din po pero
Ano na?
nakabukas din po yung AutoCAD ko.
Yung sundan nyo talaga? Parang hirap naman
Yes.
nun.
Yes
Pero
po.
ano, siguro makinig na lang muna kayo para pwede naman balikan yan eh. Pero, yun. Sige, go. Ikaw bahala. Anong sunod mong step dito? Ever.
Ang ginawa ko po, ano po, yung nilagyan ko po ng horizontal center line po, yung po 32 inches.
Okay, sige. Try natin siya. So, sige. Since 32 siya, may center na tayo dito. So, ang distance niya ay 16. So, from here to here, 16 siya. And then, dun tayo ng circle. Tapos, since, siya, diameter, 2 daw, ito, ang pick natin. Tapos, 2 lang. And then, radius naman, 2. Wala, yun. 2. Ayan, meron na tayong, tapos, so, may may option din na, pwede mirror, pero hindi ko sa mirror, pero try natin yung copy. Tapos, select objects. Enter. Ay, mag-get yung copy. Hindi ko mag-get yung copy. And then stop. Displacement. Ayan, displacement daw. From here. Ayan. So, ang ginawa ko pala, pwede namang magmano-mano uli kayo na guhit kayo ng 16, tapos gawa nyo din ulit yung ginawa nyo dito. Pero, try nyo itong copy or mirror. Pero ito copy. Tatry ko yung copy. Tapos, copy daw, select daw yung objects. Tapos, so, sinelect ko yung, mali. So, sinelect ko yung dalawang objects na gusto ko. Then, ang sunod naman daw, specify base point. So, saan yung gitna. Most likely, gitna naman talaga. Tapos, specify daw yung kung saan mo siya i-move or ka-copy. So, nakalagay ay pwedeng 32. Since 32, di ba? Di ba? So, yan. Tapos, pag gusto mo naman i-trim, para lang hindi magulo, PR. So, yan, 3 siya. Trim siya. Yan. So, parang ganyan. O, yan. Linaw ba? Okay ba? Yan. So, yan. Try natin ang copy tool. And then, try din yung mirror. Anong sunod nating step? Anong pwede nating ma-work around? So, okay na to. Take 2. Ito, to. Ano pa yung kulang? Ano pa ba yung kulang dyan? Anong kulang?
Yung mismo pong shape.
Alin?
Yung pinaka-border po, sir.
Ito?
Yung rhombus po.
So, paano natin siya gagawin? Paano siya gagawin? Polyline? Hindi na. Hindi siya polyline. Since may radius siya, though minsan naman is fillet, pero hindi siya fillet eh. Hindi siya, okay, hindi siya fillet. Pero kung ako dyan, i-approach ko siya. Kung approach ko siya is, wait lang, circle to. Actually, pwede pa lang. Circle lang ko dito. So, radius, 8. Center radius. So, tingnan natin kung bakit circle. Then, specify 8 daw. So, ganyan daw. So, nag-guhit mo na itong ganito. And then, ito, sabihin ko natin kung paano yung ganito. So, ang una mong gagawin dito is, ano yung line? Or click nyo lang to. Tapos, hanapin nyo yung quadrant. Ito yung quadrant. Yung circle na to. Kasi pag inanap mo dito, walang ano eh. Wala kayong makikitang something. So, puro quadrant kayo nakita nyo. Tapos, so, ang unang-unang ano dito is quadrant from here. Tapos, yan. Yung sinasabi ko na pwede nyo nang alisin yung ortho. Or, yan, nalabas naman yung ano. Pero, pag ganyan, since kung gusto nyo yung ano, ito na yung time na para i-off yung ortho. Off natin. Then, so line ulit. Then, quadrant. Ano siya, matic siya kasi in-on ko yung OSNAP natin. So, din. OSNAP. Ito yung quadrant, center, midpoint. Midpoint naman, kalati ng ano, midpoint. Middle point. So, then tangent yung gagamitin natin dito. So, on nyo. And then, so, nga, balik tayo. So, quadrant. Quadrant from here. Tapos, i-hover lang natin. May makita tayong tangent. Ayan o, tangent. And then, kung titingnan natin, pangit siya. Diba? I-trim natin. Diba, pangit siya compare dito. So, parang medyo smooth pa to. Tapos ito, nag-bulge. Diba? Pagka ganun, gumanon, umangat pa ng konti. So, to undo that, kailangan pa natin ng extra step. So, from here, sa tangent na yon, hover ulit natin siya hanggat makita natin yung isa pang tangent. So, di ba, nung hinover natin from simula dito, hindi natin makita yung tangent na yon. So, kailangan mo nang mag-draw ng isang line doon, then, tsaka natin. Sige, trim natin para makita natin. Trim yung isa. Ay. Ayan. So, medyo smooth na siya. And then, ito din. Try natin i-trim. Para lang makita natin kung tama ba yung ginagawa natin. Diba? So, okay na siya. Smooth na siya. Wala nang bulge masyado. So, ganun. Meron namang konti ding pero at least medyo kagaya na ganyan siya. So, ganun din gagawin natin sa sunod. So, ano nga ulit gagawin? Dito. Paano natin gagawin yan? Uy, para tayo ma-dismiss na agad. Ang gagawin natin. Same lang dun sa isa kanina. So, ano bang ang ginawa ko? Kaya mahiya. Kaya kayo mahiya. Ayan, nag-chat pala kayo. Ayan. Mag-open ka na lang para... Ayan, line po. Tapos hanapin yung quadrant. Tama. So, ito. So, pindutin yung line. Automatic na lalabas yung quadrant. Tapos, specify next point. Anong sunod kong hanapin pagka quadrant? Open mic na kayo.
Tangent.
Tangent. Dito. So, yun o. Tama. Inabor ko lang. Lalabas na agad siya. Then, after niyan,
Babalikan po yung circle.
yun. Sana binabalikan. Ito. Yung tangent. Tangent ulit na. Yan. So, yun yung nakita kong method. Kasi tinry ko lang din to eh. Kung paano mo na siya. Tapos, pwede nyo lang nalinisin agad, pero sige, mamaya na. So, same lang din dito. Boom, boom. Trim. Ay, ba't may nabura doon? Bakit may nabura doon? Yan. Ano ba yan? Nabura na naman. Ayan, ingat na lang kayo doon pag sa pag ganun. Bakit siya ano? Yan. Ano? Gaya ba? Di ba, di ba, di ba? Oh. So, yan sunod naman ay syempre dimensioning. So, from here, from 32 to here. So, para lumabas yung center point, ay hover nyo muna dun sa object, tapos sa labas na yung center nyo. Tapos, ano nyo lang, masyadong maliit. Ayun, pa-explore na lang kung paano siya palakihan, tapos kung paano siya i-load ganito. Ayan, tapos kung paano 32 lang. Ayan, masa-search nyo naman yan. So, nakita natin na 32 siya. Then, then, ito namang angle na to. So, diameter, di ba? So, ito ang pang ano doon. So, click nyo lang yung circle. Yan. Tapos, tingnan nyo, ay 8 siya. 8 siya. Ayan, so 8, di ba? So, paano na lang kung paano siya i-edit? Na-edit naman nata to, I think. Tapos, ito naman, radius daw. So, ito lang. Tingnan dito. Part na to. Radius. Click nyo lang to. Labas na agad kung anong radius yan. So, 8. Tama ba? 8. Tapos, i-ano na lang din kung paano siya lagyan ng 2x. Or yung 4 din. Siguro radius to eh. Hindi ko alam. Pero feel ko radius yun. Ibig sabihin nun. Yan. Tapos, ito naman daw. Tapos, meron siyang ano. Try yung ina din. Ganon. Radius daw. Ayan. Ganon pala sadya. So, ang ay, tama pala. Ang mamaya ay layers. So, nakalimutan ko saan yung layers kanina. So, maganda yung ano, na yung i-separate niyo yung figure layer nyo sa dimension layers nyo. Dimension layer, ganun. Para hindi kayo malito. Tapos, maganda din na bigyan natin ng emphasis yung figure. So, through paggamit ng layer is mapapalitan natin yung kulay and opacity ng dimensions natin. So from here, hindi siya, parang guide lang talaga siya. Ganon, na hindi ka malilito na, okay, dimension to, hindi to part of figure. So, pa-adapt na lang nung nasa video. So yan. Ito naman, reduce. Click nyo lang to. Tama, 11, 10. Yan. Masyadong maliit. Hindi ko lang bakit maliit. Tapos, ito pala ang layers na yun. Paano siya yung mamaya yun? From here to here. Yan, 6 daw. Tama, 6. Then, pasundan na lang yung video. kung paano siya nag-dimensioning. I think attentation dito, tapos modify, and then fit. Sige, gawin natin 3. Ano ba yan? Ayan, gano'n pala oh. Ba nakikinig ako? Ang hindi ko alam, ano ba yung ano? Ano ba? Tingnan natin. Primary units. Ito, dito pala oh, 0. So, balikan ulit natin. Annotation, tapos ito, dimension style siya. Nandito ba siya? Text style. Ito. So, pwede palang ano. So, makikita nyo siya dito. Wait. I-full screen ko lang ha. So, itong part na to. So, yan. Ang una kasi home lang. Home, insert, annotate. Ganyan lang yan. Default. So, makikita nyo yung ano dito. Ano nyo lang tong arrow down na to. Then, hanapin nyo tong show menu bar. So, or F1. Ito pala. So, or F1. Click nyo lang. Yan, lalabas na yung file, edit, view, insert, format, ganyan. Dimension. Ay, wow. Okay. Ganyan. Pero makikita nyo yung format, tapos text style and or dimension style. So, basically, yun din yun. Di ba? Or, ito nga. Dito. Pero parang, kayo bahala. So, dito, dimension style. Tapos, modify nyo lang. And then, sana all fit. Ayan, text. Pwede niyang ibahin. Sige, iba natin. Nakatamad. Okay na. Ayan. I-ano na lang to. Pa-explore na lang. So, ito, para maging 0 lang siya. Ito pala, nakikita pala siya. Sige, tingnan natin. Arrowheads, view. Ay. Ang laki. Nawalan pa. Wait nga lang. Sige. Kaya nang bahala ay, 0.18 lang pala yun. Line. Oh. Ayan, pa-explore na lang. Kasi matututo kayo pag kayo mismo ang gumagawa. Hindi yung i-dedicate sa inyo. Mas maganda na, mas matututo ka pag ikaw mismo ang nag-explore. Text style. Kaya nang bahala. Text style yan. Time fit. Ay, ano gagawin natin? Ayun, dito niya pala mapalitan. Yan. Primary unit, 0. Decimal. Round off. Scale factor. Wala. Tapos may option din naman na nasa gilid lang. Ayan, try nyo gayahin talaga to. Ayan, tama naman pala. Itong 32 nasa taas ng line. Try nyo. Tapos, yung 8 nasa taas dapat ito. Kaya naman yan. Ayan. So, ipa-browse na lang. Ano pa ba? Ayan, ito pa. Nagmamatic pala siya. Ayan. Okay, ito na lang kanin nyo. Diameter. Ito na lang basically. Tapos, arrange lang konti. Tapos, laki ng text. Ang ganyan. Project. Basically, gaya niya to. Sasend ko rin naman ito. Wait, hindi ko siya ma-X. Ayun, hindi pala. Wait lang . to kay Sir Samson. Ben, ayaw magana. Mo ba ako, please? Wait lang. Mag-split screen ka. Ayaw mag-split screen. Grabe. Yan. Yan. Lagyan nyo na lang nito. Pangalan. BSAE. AE 2101. SR code. Yan. So, maliit siya. Pwede siya mapalaki ata. Textile. Yan. With factor. Aerial. Try natin. Yan. Yan. Ayan, pa-browse na lang kung paano siya mapalaki. Ayan, pa-explore na lang. Tapos, ganito gawin nyo. Then, basically, yan na yung activity 1. Tapos, yun na. Tapos, yung, pasundan na ng video. Yung pag-ano ng layers. Tingnan ko din. Kasi, ang iaano nyo dyan ay yung drawing and yung PDF. Plot. Yan. Drawing to PDF. Kasi ito, drawing to. Drawing file siya. Then, para maging PDF siya. Patulad lang kanina. Drawing to PDF. Tapos, siguro ISO. Kung ano na lang ginamit doon, ISO A4. Ganyan. Tapos, center plot nyo. Siguro, yan, upload daw. Tayo natin ay dahil siguro nung ng text na yan. Ba natin? Yan. Tingnan na lang. Bakit ganyan? Then, oh, no? Naka-inch kasi ito. Ano paper ang pwede? Tingnan natin. Pangit. Ayan. So, paiba na lang din ng paiba na lang ng pag-format. Yan. Kaya bahala dun. Tapos, yung opacity ng ng dimensions. Yan. Go na. May questions kaya? Propose ko mamaya yung instructions. Natuto naman kayo kahit online tayo. Aray ko. Ayos ba? So, introductory pa lang yan. So, then, para bigyan ko lang din kayo ng time para mag-download and masettle or kung naiwan ng laptop, edi next week na lang to pagpasa nito. Tapos, Yun. Abang-abang na lang sa next week kung ano bang gagawin natin. Yun lang. Tanong ba kayo? Wala naman. Pa-open cam na lang pag wala. Tapos, document ko lang